Hey Tia.
Hey.
Hey Tia.
What's up?
Do you ever get like a weird feeling of deja vu?
What do you mean?
I don't know, like I got this weird feeling of deja vu.
Really?
It's kind of like we've done this review already.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, now that you say it.
it's just a weird feeling of deja vu, like we've done this video and then we lost the audio because someone didn't know what they were doing, and we're just redoing the same episode again.
You know, you may be right.
That sounds familiar.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Always sounds good when I run any sound in here. Everything's gonna sound great. This is gonna be perfect. Everybody, it's gonna sound great. I'm really good at my job.
Oh well.
What is this? Stop it! Don't open that door!
Hey everyone, I'm Jason.
And I'm Tia.
And welcome to this week's episode of Working Class Music. This week's episode, we're going over some of the offset baritones. Two in particular. We are doing the Fender Jaguar, made in Japan.
Crafted.
Crafted in Japan. We gotta
It's not made, it's crafted.
It's crafted in Japan. Like, we gotta be very specific on that.
I mean, the internet will be set ablaze if
Yes.
we don't clarify.
It's not crafted in, it's not made in Japan, it's crafted in
Actually,
Japan.
from the year of 1996 onward.
Oh yeah, it's called a Baritone Jaguar. It's basically the bass 6, but just a little shorter scale.
Which we'll get to that in a little bit.
It's from Japan.
It's from Japan. Unlike this, which is crafted in Indonesia, we have the Squier Vintage Modified Baritone JazzMaster. That's a mouthful. It's a baritone and a JazzMaster. This one was referred to as the blackout model. Now let's go over some of the specs for the Jaguar and the JazzMaster. Outside of a slight horn curve, they're pretty similar outside of the pickups. Now with this one, you're going to have the rhythm circuit, and you're going to have the 3 toggle buttons for the pickups, because that's what they are used for. Yeah. Pickups.
Still have your standard Jaguar layout. You've got the rhythm circuit, the rhythm switch, along with your volume and tone up here. You've got your neck, your bridge, and your low pass filter down here, and then of course you have the traditional volume and tone. Still the same controls as you find on a standard Jaguar.
And on this, they decided that you're not getting a rhythm circuit. So all you have is a 3-way pickup selector and volume and tone. So this is
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. And other than that, you have the Jaguar pickups versus the Duncan Design JazzMaster pickups. These are actually not like the P90s that you find in like the JazzMasters, or the, as of recording this, the new Affinity, which actually has the correct pole position for a P90. Also, one thing we should note is with the offsets, it's kind of hard to convert them into a proper baritone because you have to move the bridge back. And as you notice, this one has a stop tail bridge. So, to accommodate for the scale length, you got to do that.
There is no trim system, so.
Yeah. And same goes with this guitar. You have a stop tail bridge, to accommodate so you don't have any wiggle stick action, because you're not wiggling with a baritone, at least this one or that one. So, you may be thinking, what do you need a baritone guitar for? Yeah. We're going to try to answer that. This isn't necessarily a review per se. We're going to be having like a baritone kind of shootout thingy. Part of the reason we wanted to do this comparison,
Better word,
not the best word, but it works, is more so because these 2 particular models that are no longer in production have become popular in recent years, and they've become pretty hard to find. No longer in production. Or pretty pricey. No longer in production. So we thought this video would go over them since we have them, and kind of explain, why they're so cool, or why you might need a baritone, or why you might want both of these.
Or if it's even worth the asking price.
Yes.
Is it better to wait, or should you just go ahead and bite the bullet?
Or if we have other baritones that we might recommend. Who knows?
Yeah, that might come up.
So Tia. This is your first time. What's your experience with a baritone?
Yeah, that makes it sound like a wedding night. This is your first time, right?
Oh God.
Anyway, yeah. So this is more or less my first time. I've actually never played a baritone until literally 3 minutes ago. I'm not super familiar with at least playing a baritone. I know that they're longer scale length than a normal, regular scale length guitar. Somewhere between like a guitar and a bass. If a guitar and a bass had a baby, this is essentially what you would get. Six strings, it's an octave down. It's a little, I don't know, it's just different. Like, it just kind of creates like a different feel and different playing style.
Yeah, because typically baritones have a 27-inch scale length, but with Fender, but with Fenders, especially these guitars in particular, typically they range anywhere from 28.5 with this Jaguar to a 30-inch scale length. So this is gonna feel more like
almost like a short scale bass.
Yeah, bit beefy. Both of these are a bit beefy, so yeah. But on to the sounds. Here's a couple riffs with this one. That was a neck, so let's go with the middle position. That was the middle. Here is the bridge position. And that's all three dirty on this. So we will move on to the Jaguar.
So do you want to play this dirty?
Yeah. Alright, so this is gonna be the dirt with the Jaguar.
Jaguar.
The Jaguar. We should start a comment war on that. Jaguar?
Jaguar.
Jaguar or
Jaguar.
Jaguar? So fucking weird because it's like it's the in between of a bass and a guitar. Like with the JazzMaster, I'm used to that being like lower, so I'm like, oh, but now I'm having to think or rethink things. I'm just like, so this won't work. On to the clean sounds, baby.
feel like I should be playing bass.
Play it like a bass. Yeah, like, seriously, play it like a bass. Like,
Well.
well,
Yeah, I'm done with this.
that's cool.
God, no, never mind.
You always, it's good.
Almost. I think I'm spent.
No,
My hand hurts.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess this is the part where we name some of the players. As of most recently, there's this band called Nowhere Safe, and they just dropped a new single, and they use baritones, and they're local. Again, that band is called Nowhere Safe.
Stop faith healing so we can see the shirt.
There's a band called Nowhere Safe.
What's the band called again?
Nowhere Safe.
Where are they from?
They're from Atlanta.
What are they called?
Nowhere Safe.
Where are they from?
Atlanta.
What do they use?
They use baritones.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they just dropped a new single.
Oh shit.
Another band that uses baritones, and in particular uses this model, is Thrice. Tepe from Thrice uses this. Oceana, who's now Polyenzo, they used a baritone for their record Clean Hand. And the band Mew used one for And the Glass-Handed Kite, which features JazzMaster extraordinaire Jay Mascis. Another band, well, for a certain era, Chino Marino from the Deftones, he used this in '06, this particular model around '06, I believe. The song that you can see him playing it on is Beware from the Saturday Night Wrist record, which is one of my favorites and most underrated records, but we're not going to go into that because another band who is somewhat local is Mir. They use a baritone. In fact, I'm pretty sure that baritone is all over their new single. All three of the singles. It's like I was there. Oh Brother, which is another Atlanta band. He uses a baritone. They actually use the Antigua version of this. Loathe, who's kind of responsible for the resurgence of the baritone guitars, in particular this model and the Antigua model, and I blame them for the rising prices, but in a good way, because their music is awesome. But both guitarists of Loathe, they use the baritone, and for a little bit they were using a bass 6, which we'll get into later. Oh, Under Oath. They used it for their new record, Erase Me. So, as far as our recommendations go, in terms of picking these up, we're gonna do a hot take. It's gonna be a hot take.
Hot take.
Yep. I cannot recommend buying these at the moment, mainly due to the increase in price. But yeah, I think we saw one of these go for like around $1,500, $2,000, and I think this one went for $2,700. And being that this is working class music at those prices for baritones, I can't recommend them. However, here's the twist. I will recommend the Squier Classic 5 Bass 6, and if you can find it, the Cabronita from the Paranormal series. Those two are awesome. The Cabronita is a 27-inch. The Classic 5 Bass 6 is a 30-inch. So you could just tune it down with baritone. I'm not saying that these guitars suck, because they don't. They're awesome guitars. I just can't justify a working musician paying.
$1,500 for a Squire.
Yeah, they're
It's
good guitars. They're great
killer.
guitars.
But that's American Pro money, honestly,
Yeah,
at
that's
that point.
that's American Pro money. That's American Pro Telecaster or American Pro Strat, and then you just slap a baritone neck on there,
There you go.
and you're still less than what they cost. And keep in mind, if you're gonna pay this amount of money, you could easily just go custom shop and have them build your own.
Literally.
So yeah, being that we're working class music, I do love these guitars and they're awesome. But that's the only reason right now I can't recommend buying one, is just because of the price point. With that said, they're amazing guitars, and I think anything baritone that Fender releases is going to be a hit. So far, their track record has proven to be quite the success. Yeah, so Tia, what's your first takeaway?
Oh, seeing as this is my first time, I don't know. Like, I can't, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around what to do with this. Like, I think, honestly, if I spent, like, a day or two just really, really getting familiar with it, I could do something that's actually presentable. I liked it. It's definitely different. I can't just play what I normally do, even though I literally just played what I normally do. It's something unfamiliar to me, and it's me trying to chart new territory. So it's very, very interesting for someone who plays whatever it is I play.
Good music.
I can't see this being a good match, but it is very interesting. It is a lot of fun. Like, I could definitely see it, like, if I did own one, getting a lot of studio use. Maybe not for, like, a live performance, but definitely for, like, just kind of creating new ideas and seeing things from a different perspective. This is a lot of fun. I don't know, it's pretty solid. The neck is very, very comfortable. I just can't get over the strings. It literally feels like a mix between guitar and bass, which I typically play I have a short scale Mustang bass, and that's where I'm most comfortable. Anything longer than that just feels a bit too much.
Last summer was the first time I actually recorded with a baritone, and it was with the band Mirror, and we were in studio with Matt Goldman, and it was my first time recording with one, but not my first time playing one, and it's quite a different experience. I will say this, after that, I've started implementing it more. There was a couple demos I've done with the baritone, mainly because I just wanted something heavier. Yeah, I guess my takeaway is it's really cool for heavy stuff. I've used it for some like ambient stuff, and I think it's awesome. Like, there's a use for it. If you can find that use for it and it works for you, get a baritone.
Yeah.
So with that said,
I'm Jason.
I'm Tia.
Yeah. Jason, you thought of a catchphrase yet?
Why do hardcore kids wear camo?
Why?
Because they don't want to be seen.